Hello friends, Intuitive Rene here, bringing you your Friday pick. I can't call it a pick a card today because we're not picking cards, we are picking little ornaments. I've got some little baby Buddhas here in front of me, and we've got the speak no evil, see no evil, hear no evil. And that's how you're going to choose which message, which reading, which bit of guidance and inspiration is relevant and appropriate for you today. This is what I'm going to be working with. I have got the Kawaii Tarot, which is a very simple, cute, simplistic tarot set. I have got my story dice. I haven't used my story dice in ages. I saw a post on Instagram during the week which reminded me about my story dice. So we have to play with story dice today. And just to make sure that we get some decent guidance, I have got my Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards by Carl Gray as well. So we're going to use all of these tools to get some really awesome and inspirational messages. And also, I'm keeping things really simple this week. I don't have a theme. I don't have set questions. I don't have any kind of, let's call it, formal structure. This week, we're just going to play with tools. We're just going to play with cards, oracle, play with dice. We're going to allow our little mini Buddhas to connect with us and to give us the reading, the message, the guidance, and the inspiration that we need right here, right now. So, if you're not sure how this all works, what you need to do is you need to choose which one of these little baby Buddhas do you think is the one that you are drawn to. Are you connected to the one that says speak no evil, see no evil, or hear no evil? Which of those seems to connect with you? Which of those seems to be the one that you're drawn to? And if you look in the description box below this video, you will have timestamps that'll take you straight to speak no evil, see no evil, and hear no evil. And that's going to be our, and then you can use that timestamp to get straight to the message and the reading. And I do hope that it's going to be absolutely perfect, relevant, and appropriate to you in your life right here and right now. So I'm going to stop babbling. Let's get straight into it. I shall see you at your bundle. Hello and welcome to those of you who chose the little baby Buddha that speaks no evil as the baby Buddha that has the reading, the guidance, the inspiration that you need in your life today. Welcome. So we're going to start off with the Kawaii Tarot. And like I said, this is a really simple, simplistic tarot deck. It's not, I love the little pastel colors, but the images, there's no real storytelling pictures. It's really just a basic tarot deck. And we're going to use this one just to set the tone, just to set the theme, just to sort of guide the reading as to where we're going to go and what needs to be discussed. So as I shuffle these cards, we're asking Spirit to draw near. We're asking Spirit to connect with every single one of us. We're asking Spirit to give us a message, a reading that is appropriate and relevant in our lives right now. We're asking for a band of love, light, and protection around every single one of us as we do this reading here today. And we're asking to bring a little bit of humor into it as well. You know, let's not be all so serious all the time. Let's bring a little bit of humor into it. And so it is. And so it is. Okay, so cards are shuffled. And let's cut the deck over there. And I'm going to draw two cards straight off the top, and we're going to stick them over there. Okay. Oh, right, look at that. I ask for a bit of humor and we get the death card. Like, come on, Spirit. That's not humorous, or is it? Let's have a look and see. So the first card we have here is the Five of Pentacles. And as you can see, this deck is really simplistic. There's no graphics or whatever. And with the death card, we've just got the scythe. What is a scythe? A scythe is something that we use to cut. It's something that we use to remove, to cut at the bottom. And once it's cut, it's severed, it's gone, and it's over with. So that's exactly what the death card is. The death card is about change and transformation and removing yourself or removing something, cutting, clearing, and changing almost. The Five of Pentacles is also a card of lack. Okay, you can see all the pentacles have fallen to the bottom. They've all landed at the bottom of the card. There's nothing in the middle. It's like this vast expanse of nothingness, and everything has fallen down to the bottom, and everything is at the bottom. Everything is dropped. So what we're looking at here is it's almost like let's say, you know what, let's go back to basics. That's how I'm interpreting this. Let's bring ourselves right down to basics. Let's bring ourselves right down to the bottom, and let's start rebuilding. Let's evaluate our foundations. Let's evaluate what's happening here at the bottom, and we build ourselves up from there. and we allow the change to happen. We allow the change to come through so that we can transform, so that we can evolve, and so that we can grow. Okay, so that is going to be our foundational message. And now I want to work with story dice. Now, I haven't used my story dice for a long time on my channel, and I do love my story dice. So these story dice are actually supposed to be used with children to help children develop imaginations. And you can see that I've got Disney characters here. The anvil, you can see, oh gosh, I can't think of his name now, but you know who he is. Jamidisi Sam, isn't he? We've got the hammer, and each one has got different, I mean, here we've got a little strong man, if I can get the camera to focus on him. We've got somebody who is, what is he doing? It looks like he's in water. We've got a bull, and basically what we do with these is we allow our imagination to go and we tell the story. Okay, as the cards come up, we allow, or sorry, as we choose the dice, we allow it to give us stories and to tell us what's going on. So I have quite a few story dice in my little bag, so we're going to draw a couple of story dice to add to the message, to add to the story, and to let's see what is the message that Spirit have for you. So I am going to take out a couple of story dice. It is noisy while I'm rummaging in here, so if you are sensitive with sound, please do mute your audio until I have drawn the dice, and then you can switch on again. So let's get straight into it and let's draw some story dice. Oops. Okay, so I have chosen us 3 story dice and knocked the cards flying in the process. So the first story dice we have is a little medical device that is used to listen to heartbeats. Okay, the next one we have, oh, it looks like it's a lever that you pull to either accelerate, engage, or to set something in motion. That's interesting. And here we have a little person who is fencing with their sword and ready to leap into action. Oh, I love it. I love it. So, of course, now my intuition and my imagination is just absolutely going crazy. Let's have a look and see what we've got. So, we had over here, the message in the story that we got here was that, you know what, it's time to reevaluate life. It's time to actually recognize what is it that we need to eliminate from our lives? What is it that we need to cut off at the base? Cut off at the bottom? What is it that we need to let go of in our lives so that we can move forward, so that we can embrace? Here we have Spirit saying to us, we need to listen carefully. Okay, we need to put our ear to the heart. We need to listen to the heartbeat. What is the heartbeat of a thing? A heartbeat of something is the core, it's the center, it's the beginning, it's the life force, it's the everything. You know, if your heart stops beating, you sort of seem to die. Okay, so we have to listen to the heartbeat. We have to listen to that core sound. We need to make sure that we're not cutting off below the heart. We need to make sure that we're keeping that intact. But and also with this lever that we have here, the lever that I want to say that pilots use to pull back ever so gently to take off, that's exactly the message that I'm getting from this. It is about taking off gently. It is about pulling ever so slowly and ever so gently, but consistently. And as you're pulling back, and as you're pulling that lever, so we will take flight, so things will start happening for you. But we must always remember to keep an ear to the pulse, keep an ear to the heartbeat, keep an ear to the core of what is truly important and what is truly significant. And we mustn't expect things to happen overnight. We mustn't expect things to just progress instantly, even though you're ready, okay? Even though you're ready to jump into action, even though you're ready to leap forward and to stab somebody with your fencing stick, with your fencing sword, it's about recognizing, let's clear the clutter, let's clear the mess, let's return back to basics. Okay, we want to go back to basics. We want to go back to the things that truly matter, but we need to keep an ear to the ground. We need to keep an ear to what's important. We need to engage slowly, consistently, steadily, but slowly bring that lever back into action, and not be so quick to jump forward. But when the time is right, when the lever is at that perfect spot, when the lever is at that right place, we need to get ready to jump forward, ready to move forward in the way that we need to. But it's about resetting. So this is the message that I'm getting for you today. It's all about the reset. It's all about the bringing things back to basics and resetting everything back to normal. Okay, and I want to grab my angels and oracles, angels and ancestors oracle cards, Let's give them a shuffle and let's just see what message do we get from the angels and the ancestors today. If I can shuffle the cards without throwing any on the table. Let's see what we get. Okay, and I want to take that one actually over there. Let's see the message that we get from the angels and ancestors. We've got guardian angel that tells you that you are not alone. I love that. I think that's actually such an awesome message. And the way that I'm interpreting this message that's saying to you that you are not alone, it's because whatever it is that we're facing, whatever it is that we're going through, whatever it is that we need to cut back and almost reset and get back to basics on, it's going to be scary. It's going to be quite overwhelming and quite scary. And you may be feeling like, am I completely on my own? Is everything dead? And it's interesting how we've got the listening to a heartbeat, the death card. We've also got the lack or the poverty card here. But then these two is the focus. And of course, the guardian angel that is connecting with you, that is working with you, the guardian angel that's telling you, I'm here, I'm right here. So don't feel as if you're on your own. You need to lean on, you need to call on your guardian angels and allow them to guide you through this process, through this experience. But understand that in your life right here and right now, we have to let go of things that aren't working for us, things that are bringing us pain and discomfort, things that are just not bringing joy. Joy is my keyword. I love joy. Joy is everything. We need joy in our lives every time, every minute of every day. We need joy. Should be our heartbeat. It should be that core blood that pulses through our veins. It should be everything that we do. The reason we do it is because of joy, because of what that brings us. Okay, that needs to be your core focus. But understand that sometimes in life we do have to adjust the throttle. Sometimes in life we do have to speed up, slow down, increase, decrease, whatever it is. You are in control, and you have to have a steady hand. You have to have a steady hand for that, so that when it is time to jump into action, when it is time to jump forward, that you are brave enough, confident enough, and that you know exactly what you need to do. And know that you are not alone. Your guardian angels are with you always, always. Friends, I love this message. I think it starts off a bit difficult, but isn't life like that? Challenges and situations that we experience, everything seems to start off a little bit hard, a little bit difficult, a little bit uncomfortable. But if we take a systematic, logical approach to everything and recognize that our guardian angels are right there to help us, to guide us, and to just really hold your hand through the process. When you know that you've got that support, suddenly everything becomes easy. Remember, baby Buddha telling you, speak no evil. Make sure that whatever you're up to, whatever you're doing, make sure that you're speaking truth. Make sure you're speaking from a place of integrity, from your heart center and from your life force, and let nothing else interfere. Joy above all else. Friends, with love and blessings from my heart to yours. Until we connect again, take care. Hello and welcome to those of you who chose the little Buddha that says, see no evil, as the little Buddha that has the reading, the guidance, the message, and the inspiration that you need in your life right now. Welcome. So I am working with the Kawaii Tarot, which is such a simple, basic deck. It doesn't have a lot of fancy graphics. It doesn't have a lot of fancy images. It's really just, it's like simple. It's going back to basics. So let's shuffle the cards, and we ask Spirit to draw near. We ask Spirit to connect with every single one of us. We ask Spirit to help us, guide our message, our reading, and our inspiration today. We're asking Spirit to give us a message that is relevant and appropriate. You can see my shuffling is so bad. We're asking Spirit to connect with every single one of us as we do this reading today. We're asking for a band of love, light, and protection around every single one of us. And we're asking that the reading and the message be appropriate, be relevant, be kind, and a little bit humorous today. Let's bring in a little bit of fun. Let's have a little bit of fun today. All right, before I throw the cards on the table again. Right, we're going to draw. We have the Ace of Pentacles, and connected to that we have the card of Judgment. All right, so we're going to leave it at the two tarot cards today. So Ace of Pentacles talks about new money coming through. Okay, new money, new energy, new material possessions, new money is coming through for you. And Judgment is saying to you that you need to be mindful of the call to action. You need to be mindful. Who is calling you? Who is attracting your attention? What is it that you need to be doing that you're not? What is it that you need to be seeing that you're not? Where is it in your life that you need to be more open and more, I want to say more enthusiastic. There's the word I'm looking for, enthusiastic. Okay, so It looks like your theme, it looks like your message, it looks like your inspiration today is going to be telling you there are opportunities for new money, there are opportunities for new growth, there are opportunities to attract new for you, but it's not going to happen unless you listen to the call. It's not going to happen unless you notice the trumpet that's being sounded and you move towards the sound of the trumpet. Okay, but there are opportunities for new growth, there are opportunities, new energies that want to come through, and these energies are going to bring a lot of success and happiness for you, but you have to heed the call in order for it to happen. So to carry on with our message, I want to work with my story dice today. I haven't used them for the longest time on my channel. So story dice are really, it's actually supposed to be used for children to help them develop their imaginations and so forth. So they are just dice that have the cutest little pictures on them. Beer, so early in the morning. There's a house. There's what is it? A mask, warrior's mask. There's all sorts of things. They are Disney themed. I think it's Disney. I didn't know what the picture was. We've got wheelchair. We've got heartbeat. So this one's a medical. We've got an ambulance. We've got all sorts of interesting ones as well. We've even got some science ones. So there's all sorts of story dice that I have, and basically we use them to trigger the intuition, to trigger the imagination, and to give us something fun and something light-hearted. We even have a little troll. We have castle. We have a magician. Isn't he gorgeous? Even have, is that a dragon? I don't know which way the dice goes. Yeah, so we just sort of allow the dice to trigger an intuition and to give us a story. There's all sorts of different ones that we're going to see. So we're just going to stick our hand in and we're just going to grab and see what message comes through. So it is a little bit noisy while I shuffle the dice. So if you are sensitive to sound, please just mute your audio until I have drawn out some dice, and then you can listen again. All right, so let's get straight into it. I want to take that one over there. All right, I have got 3 really cute dice. Let's turn them around and see which way they go. And I think that one is the right way. Right, so the first one we have is an animal being cooked on an open fire, okay? And you know what? Immediately I get that that's heat, okay? That, you know, you're being held on the flame, you are being burnt to a crisp, and you're feeling like, you know, I mean, obviously this is a rotisserie, it's going to be turning and turning and turning. And it's almost like you have to wait until it has reached its full cooking before you can use it, before you can eat it. But the question is, are you being roasted on an open fire, or is this something that you are wanting or needing in your life, that you're wanting to eat and you're wanting the food? So we're going to see the message in a minute as it comes through. And here we have what looks like a packaging box of some kind, but it's got warning labels on it. It's telling you this way up, and it's also telling you caution, okay? Caution and be careful. So it's about sticking things in a box, but making sure that we package and take care of it in the right way. And we also need to heed the warning of, you know, making sure that we take care of it. And then the final dice that we have as well, if I can get it into focus, to me this looks like the sun, okay? And we have a little fairy or something that is flying towards the sun, so flying towards the warmth. So let's have a look at these. All right, so the cards over here has told us that these new opportunities coming through for you, but you need to listen to the call. You need to listen to the call that, and once you've heard the call and you move towards the call, this opportunity, this new success, this new whatever that it is that's going to come into your life will have the opportunity to do so. With the dice, okay, so the little animal that's being roasted on an open flame, on an open fire. You know, sometimes in life we have to get quite close to the fire, and I'm saying that because of this dice, okay? I'm saying it because of this one. So what it's basically saying is sometimes we get really close to the danger. We get really close to burning ourselves, really close to singeing our skin. But sometimes we have to just keep going forward. We have to brave the heat. We have to face the heat, brave the heat in order to achieve the things that we need to. So we can't avoid getting hot under the collar. We can't avoid the heat. We can't avoid that at all. But we have to recognize and understand that we are sensitive, that we are fragile, and that we have to be packaged accordingly, okay? Because that's exactly what this particular one is saying. It's saying that when we are in the packaging box, when we have the relevant packaging material around us to keep us safe, it's almost like your skin. And here we have the skin cooking. So what this is saying to you is you've got to develop tough skin. Okay, in order for this opportunity to come through for you, you have to develop tough skin. You have to develop a tough outer skin that gets all crispy under the heat, but understand that it is just your packaging, it is just your safety, your protection to what keeps you secure and keeps you safe. And you have to keep going. It doesn't matter how hot it gets. I mean, the closer and closer you get to the sun, the hotter and hotter and hotter it gets. But this dice is telling you just keep going. You have to resist the heat, or not resist the heat, but just resist the temptation to move away. Follow the call. Follow the call that's been put out to you in order to embrace the new opportunities that are coming your way. I love this. How fabulous is that? We started off with one message, and then because of the dice, it's now taken a whole different direction. So yeah, I love it when the angels do this to us. So when things get tough, when things get hard, recognize that you've got to just keep going because you are protected and you are safe and you have that packaging around you to keep you safe and to keep you protected. And we all like it when the skin is that extra crispy, don't we? Maybe, maybe not. But it's understanding that we have to heed the call. So if there is something that you want, if there's something that you're working towards, and it seems like it's getting a little bit too close for comfort, you need to just keep moving. You need to just keep going forward. You need to just keep progressing and trust that your packaging is sufficient enough to prevent any damage, to prevent any harm, because this new opportunity is actually going to be quite fantastic. Now let's call in our angels, and this is the Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards by Kyle Gray. I just love this deck. So let's just see what message the angels want to add to what we've already covered and what we've already spoken about. Message from the angels for us today, from the tiny Buddha that says, see no evil. Okay, let's see. Right, I never want that. I want that one over there. Let's see what we get. We have got the Shield Maiden, and her message is make plans and focus. Isn't she gorgeous? Look at her. I mean, she is so focused, isn't she? And she's saying to you here at the bottom, make plans and focus. And I think I understand that message perfectly. And I do think it fits in quite nicely with what we've got going here. So remember, the tiny Buddha that you chose was the Buddha that says, see no evil. So understand that you might not see I'm going to call it the challenges. You might not see the difficulties. In other words, you might not see the flame that has the potential to burn you. Okay. You might not see it, but you're certainly going to feel it. You're certainly going to feel it on your skin. Shield Maiden, the fact that it's again shield. Shield is what I'm going to bring back to this dice, the dice of the packaging, the dice of the box that says, this way up and a caution. Shield Maiden is telling you that you are safe and that you are protected, even though you heed this call, even though you're following through with what it is that you need to do. And it may get a little bit dangerous, it may get a little bit hot, but she's telling you just to focus. And isn't that what this little fairy is doing? This little fairy is so focused, but yet just moving closer and closer and closer towards the goals. It doesn't matter how hot it gets. Just keep going. And I think that's the message for you from little Buddha that says, see no evil. It doesn't matter if you can't see your final destination. If it looks like it's just a never-ending cycle, just keep going. You are so close to the new opportunities. You are so close to the success and the happiness. You are so close to the rewards. The rewards are there for you. Just keep listening to the call, keep moving forward, and know that it's going to be okay. With love and blessings, friends, from my heart to yours. Until we connect again, take care. Hello and welcome to those of you who chose Hear No Evil, Little Buddha, as the Buddha that has the reading, the guidance, the message, and the inspiration that you need in your life today. Welcome. So let's get into it. I am using the Kawaii Tarot today to start off our reading, and I have got some other goodies that we're going to be working with as well. But let's get the cards shuffled and let's set the intention and let's get this reading going for you. So Kawaii Tarot is a very simple tarot deck. It doesn't have lots of fancy images and graphics. It's really just simple, and that's exactly what I want for us today. I want simplicity. So as I shuffle the cards today, we're asking Spirit to draw near. We're asking Spirit to connect with every single one of us. And we're asking that the reading that we receive today be kind, be generous, be appropriate and relevant. We're asking that the message give us exactly what we need to hear right here and now. We're asking for a band of love, light and protection to be around each one of us as we do this reading today. And we're also asking Spirit to bring a little bit of humor and a little bit of jolly into our reading as well. And so it is. And so it is. Right, I managed to not throw them on the table. Let's cut the deck and let's draw some cards. So we have got 9 of Cups. How fabulous is that? Let me bring it down a little bit. And we also have the 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so you can see that this deck, it really, it's a simple deck. I love it. And sometimes it's so nice to just go back to basics. And sometimes it's so nice to just, just to reset. Let's have a look at what we've got here. So the 9 of Cups is the card of your wishes being fulfilled. It's the card of your wishes being granted and having everything. It's almost like these cups are referenced or looked at as trophies. So it's accumulation. It's recognizing that you've achieved all your goals. You've reached everything. And anything that you've set out for yourself, anytime you've entered a race, anytime you've entered something, you've come home with a trophy. You've achieved success in all that you've done. But then we have quite a contradictory card. The 5 of Pentacles is the card of lack. It's the card of not having, okay? And you can see that all the pentacles have sort of dropped in the landing at the bottom. And it's interesting, this came up in bundle 1 as well, which was the Speak No Evil, Buddha, okay? So the message that I'm getting from these two today is sometimes we have to take stock of all that we have achieved in life, and we need to stop focusing on all the things that we haven't achieved, okay? Because like I said, this is the lack card. It's the card of not having, and here we have the card of having. So they really are quite contradictory, but I think it's just reminding us we tend to, as human beings, we tend to get quite fixated and focused on this aspect of ourselves, and we don't focus here often enough. And I really think this is the message that Spirit is saying to us is you have achieved a lot, you have accomplished a lot, you have gained a lot, you have achieved everything. But there's definitely this concentration or this feeling of focusing on what we don't have instead of focusing on what we have. And when we shift our focus from here to here, we attract more. If this is where your focus is, this is what you're going to be attracting. And if this is where your focus is, this is what you're going to be attracting. And I don't know about you, but I want more of this and less of that. Okay, to carry on with the reading, I am going to be playing with my story dice. I love my story dice. I don't use them very often on my channel, but they really are quite cute. So basically, these were actually meant for children, meant to be used in schools and stuff for children. And basically, you're supposed to just tell a story based on the pictures. So it's supposed to trigger your imagination, trigger your intuition, trigger yourself so that you start thinking a little bit outside of the box. And they all have very different images on them, and sometimes I don't know which way is up. Sometimes we don't know which way is up. So yeah, there's no real interpretation. We just sort of allow it to trigger us and allow it to tell us what we need. We've even got one with sports. So we've got a rugby ball, we've got swimming goggles, we've got somebody rowing, we've got tennis ball, we've done that one. Yeah, they are such fun. They really are such fun. So let's have a look at this blue one. So here we have a planet. Because this is space one. That's a no walking or no something. We have got somebody going into a little time capsule. We've got walking on the moon. How fabulous is that? Or we've even got space and stardust. We've got little aliens, I think it is. I don't know which way is up again. I think it goes that way, little aliens. Yeah, such fun. Okay, so we're going to draw some story dice and to see the message that comes through and to see how it connects to what we have over here. So I'm going to shuffle, and it can get a bit noisy. So if you are sensitive to sound, I do suggest that you mute the sound until I have drawn out the dice, and then we can carry on from there. Right, so I'm going to draw some dice. All right, let's have a look and see what we have got. I have to first figure out which way is up. Okay, very interesting indeed. Let's have a look. So the first story dice that I have chosen has this rocket that is shooting off. So you can see there's fire underneath it and it's shooting off and it's heading up into space. We then have this little face. You can see it's a grumpy little face and it's got a zip. Its mouth is closed, zipped closed, and it's not talking. And you can see that he's cross. He's frowning. He's cross. He's not happy at all. And then finally, we have this little medical box that is being dropped by aeroplane. You know, it's almost like one of those that where the aeroplane flies past and it just drops all the boxes and the boxes arrive on a parachute, but it's full of medical supplies. So we've got medical supplies, we've got grumpy face with a mouth zipped, not speaking, and we have a rocket blasting off. Okay, so let's have a look. Considering we need to bring it back to this message, which was about recognizing all your accomplishments and not focusing on what you don't have. The little rocket ship. Okay, so this little rocket that's blasting off. First of all, the first reaction that I get when I saw that was excitement. I get excited because that moment, that blast off moment, we almost hold our breath and we get so excited about the potential of what's going to happen. We sort of have an idea of where the rocket ship is going, what direction it's heading, and where we hope it's going to land, or what we're hoping is going to come of it. I don't know whether this is a firework, whether this is going to the moon. I don't know quite what our rocket ship is doing here. But when you're watching a rocket ship launch, it is just such an exciting moment. But it's almost like that everything is in pause, everything is stopped, everything's waiting as we wait to see what happens. Is it going to explode completely, or is it actually going to go off? So it's that moment of holding your breath and waiting anxiously to see what actually happens. And then we've got this little grumpy guy here. This little grumpy guy here with his mouth zipped closed. To me, this is saying again, it's about focusing on the lack. It's about focusing on what we don't have instead of focusing on our achievements. And what we need to do, I love the fact that his mouth is zipped because it means that we have the opportunity and the potential to actually unzip it ourselves. Okay, so we can actually unzip it ourselves and allow him to speak so that he's not so grumpy anymore. So what it's basically saying is that you have the control in your hands and you can actually open and close his mouth appropriately whenever you need to. But we need to just wait. We need to just wait to see what happens, and then we can decide to release him and to open his mouth and to allow him to express and to speak. What we have here with this little medical kit that's being dropped from space. I say that because normally these medical kits are dropped from an airplane, that's flying over, but it's sending, or it's dropping, or it's giving you much needed supplies. So what we have to understand, okay, life is difficult. Let's be completely honest, all right? Life is difficult. Oh, I just had the sudden connection. Sorry, holding his ears closed. Little Buddha here with his ears closed. We do that when a rocket launches, isn't it? Because we're almost preempting the sound. We're almost preempting the blast. We're almost preempting that kind of explosion. And we block our ears to block out the external noise. And we mustn't do that. We need to release. We need to open up. We need to be mindful. We need to be focusing on all the achievements we've made and not the things that we lack and the things that we don't have. We need to understand that where we are at right now, this exact moment in your life, is potential. Okay? Is potential for greatness and potential for disaster. Potential for greatness and potential for disaster. But you need to pick, you need to decide, you need to express, you need to put it out there. Open up the zip, release the zip, and start speaking, start expressing, start choosing which camp you're going to fall into. And just understand that whatever supplies you need, whatever things that you need to accomplish whatever, to heal, to repair, to make better, to move forward, food, sustenance, everything is actually being supplied to you. It's all being supplied. I want to say the airplane is overhead. It's dropping the basket. It's dropping the box. We just have to wait for it to land. And so we've got one shooting up, we've got one coming down, and we've got this dude in the middle going like grumpiness deluxe. Okay. It's so funny. I'm loving this. And what we've got here again is the contradiction. So we've got up and down, we've got opposites, we've got contradictions, blocking his ears, blocking his mouth. So there's a lot of contradiction coming through. And really speaking, friends, for all of you who chose this particular reading, understand this is Spirit saying to you, pick a direction. What are you focusing on? Are you focusing on abundance, or are you focusing on lack? Are you focusing on all that you have achieved and succeeded, or are you focusing on all the challenges and the problems and the places or the things in life where things haven't quite gone according to that? What are you focusing? Focusing on the up, focusing on the down, focusing on speaking or focusing on being silent, blocking your ears or speaking. We need to pick, and you need to understand that you are supported, you are loved, and actually, if this is where you focus, you're going to have everything provided that you need. Even though there's this potential for greatness, this potential for blast off, this potential for everything, you have to open the zip and speak, express, and allow yourself to be heard. Even though somebody's got the ears blocked, even though they're not choosing to listen, you need to speak up and you need to allow people to hear you. And you need to understand that the support that you need right there. Okay, speaking of support that you need, this is the Angels and Ancestors Oracle by Kyle Gray. So let's call the angels in and let's ask our angels and our ancestors just for a message of guidance, just a message to complete what we've already covered. What is it that we need to know? What is it that we need to understand? What is important and significant? What message do the angels have for us today? And I want that one over there. Oh, we have the High Priest. I love it. Look at him. So he is so focused. He knows his worth. He knows what he's capable of. He knows exactly what to do, when to do, and how to do. And his message is intend and create. So he's very aware of his strength, his capabilities. He's very aware of what he can do. He also understands what he can't do. Okay. He's not going to even embark on something he knows he's not able to do. He's going to choose his battles. Let's put it that way. Okay. He's going to choose his battles. He's going to choose his struggles. He's going to choose his fights. He's not going to enter into a competition he can't win. So if he knows that he's not a good runner, he's not going to enter a sprint race. But if he knows that he's good at high jump, and where I'm getting this from, I don't know. But if he knows that he's good at high jump, then he will enter that race. He will enter that competition. He will participate. But if he knows that he can't sprint, he's not going to enter a sprint race. And I think this is the message for you. It's about intend and create. Understand your potential. Understand what you are good at. Understand what you're not good at. Understand what you can do and understand what you can't do. Understand that there is infinite potential in everything, but you need to be able to express yourself. Don't feel like you're going to let people down by saying you can't do a thing. Okay? And understand that support is always available to you whenever you need it. I love this message. I really do. I'm claiming this one for me. Friends, with love and blessings from my heart to yours until we connect again. Take care.